Welcome to episode 7 of Voice of a Niner Faithful. I'm Jason, your host. Today we'll be talking a little bit about the last couple of free agents we got that I didn't talk about last week. We're going to talk just a hair about Brandon Ayuk and the tweet X message he put out with the Steelers head coach. We'll talk a little bit, just a brief thing about Jauan Jennings. Again, also with Chase Young. And we'll talk about George Kittle and Debo Samuel being in a new Netflix show coming out. And we'll also talk about the penalty that the 49ers received for a payroll issue that happened back in 2022. We'll also take a quick peek at latest NFL mock draft for the upcoming draft. So let's get to it. So the free agents that I didn't get a chance to talk about last week because, well, they hadn't happened yet. First, they signed backup quarterback for Brock Purdy in the name of Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs, well, he's a backup, period. I honestly, he's either right on or he's completely off. That's the only way to put it. He can play really good, he can run really good, but then he has those really crappy days. And I think he has more of those than he has good days. Will he beat out Allen for the backup number 2 quarterback spot? I don't know. I think Brendan Allen probably actually has a better shot at it, personally. But Josh Dobbs is getting paid. There we go, 2.25 million guaranteed, with a deal that is 750,000 in playing incentives. I don't think he's going to make that. So, yeah, I'm not. I don't. It's just the same thing as the Sam Darnold thing last year. He's going to be here for a year and then he'll go somewhere else. Sam Darnold was okay for us. He did okay. He came in a couple times, uh, did an average job. I think that's the same thing that Dobbs is going to do. And yeah, I don't. It's not a big splash thing. It's just okay. We need another quarterback. Who knows? Maybe they'll draft somebody and drop him. We'll see. I don't see this as being a major issue. Um, I think he's gonna be the backup. It's just that simple. Maybe even the third string. Who knows? We also signed Brendan Parker, and there's our offensive tackle. Though again, it's a 1-year deal. He's kind of injury prone, so I'm a little worried about that. It says Parker is 28 and has missed all but 5 games the past 2 seasons due to injury. He was a Raiders 3rd-round pick in 2018. Yeah, maybe he was all right then, but 5 games out of 2 seasons, I'm a little worried about that. I think he'll probably be a rotational player. Hopefully he surprises everybody and does great, but I'm not expecting a whole lot from him. I think we're still going to draft someone in the 1st or 2nd round, offensive tackle wise, to help out there. I just don't. Yeah, I'm not a really. I hope we aren't paying him a lot. We also did sign a linebacker, Ezekiel Turner, though I think he's going to be more on special teams. That's where he seems to have done a decent amount of play time recently, and he does okay doing that. Yes, we do need more special teams help, but I think our special team site now needs more of a punt returner, kick returner. But can't hurt to have someone that can tackle. So maybe he's a we'll see how you do on special teams, and if you do really good, we'll sign you another year or two and let you rotate in at linebacker a couple times. That's my best guess. Let's see. He has played. He has appeared in 80 games with 3 starts in his career. 3 starts. So rotational. And registered 28 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, and 29 tackles on special teams, which is why I'm thinking special teams here. He has also played in 1 postseason contest with Arizona. So he has a little bit of experience, at least postseason even. But yeah, he's going to be special teams person. Maybe he'll rotate occasionally in uh, if Dre Greenlaw isn't ready to go week 1, but I think he will be. But yeah, that he's going to be a special teams player. It's just you need him. That's the simplest way to put it. Now let's move on. Chase Young, he did sign a contract with the New Orleans Saints. Um, maybe I've heard rumor here or there that maybe we will get a comp pick for that. We'll see. It'd be nice if we did, since we lost one for next year. But the Saints are going to pay him a 1 year, $13 million deal. I don't know, Saints. I think that's a little much, especially since he's having neck surgery, and who knows if he'll even be ready to start at the beginning of the season. So, yeah, I don't think he did as much as us Niner fans hoped he would have when he was with us. I personally hoped that he would have been more of a more impactful, especially with his former teammate Nick Bosa on the other side. I thought that tandem right there, because they've done it before, would have been a much better fit. But yeah, who knows? Everyone thought that Johnny Manziel was going to be, Mr. Football there and be awesome, and look what happened to him. So you just can't gauge it. Even Caleb Williams, and he comes out next year, and Bears are going to sign him. That's my pro pick right there. Bears signing first round with their first pick, Caleb Williams. Big surprise, everyone. Uh, who knows if he's going to be all that? Justin Fields wasn't. Trey Lance wasn't. I think the only one out of that particular class that's still hanging in there pretty decent is Jacksonville's. So Trevor Lawrence, he's doing okay. But Chase Young, getting back there, yeah, I wish the best for him. I hope his surgery goes well, and I hope he comes back stronger than ever and does good things for the Saints, unless they're playing us. We also were able to keep Jauan Jennings. Awesome. I think that is awesome news. We want to keep Jauan Jennings. Fan wise, he is the we need that first down, throw it to Jauan kind of guy. First to Jauan. He needs to stay with the 49ers long term. I don't think this just one year thing is going to do it. He needs to sign for several years and be with the team long term. He fits the scheme. He fits the personality of the offense. It's just he meshes well with his fellow teammates. We need to keep him. It's just that plain and simple. If we don't keep him after this year, then there's something that's it's got to be money wise for a reason. And I know that the NFL is a business, and these players just they'd love to stay a certain place, but somebody else is going to pay them more. Yeah, I understand the whole business side of it. That's fine, but we need to keep Jauan. It's just that simple. moving on. Speaking of keeping people, and which reminds me of draft picks, and which goes us into losing our draft pick for next year, the fifth round pick, because of a clerical error from 2022. Now, I tried to find anything similar online to penalties of that nature. Uh, there was a team that I think it was, I want to say the Texans. Uh, they were penalized money, not a draft pick. So I can see this, it's an accounting error, so penalize some money. I'm sure Jed York can handle it. But to lose a draft pick over it and moving our fourth round pick back a little bit, I think that's a little excessive, especially since it wasn't going to affect anything. They already determined that. Um, and it didn't affect anything. So yeah, I think it's just a little overkill, but we don't have any say in the matter. The 49ers have already said, yeah, okay, fine, we accept your penalty, da da da. So with that said, I think and I hope that we will get a comp pick from Chase Young next year for him next year, and that'll cover that spot. Or I suppose we can do a little, we traded down on a particular pick. Say all right, we think whoever we want in the third round is going to still be there, and we trade down to get somebody else's third round pick and their next year's fifth round pick. Who knows? I think I can see that something like that happening. So I don't think it's going to be a major issue. Yes, the 49ers do have a tendency to do their best picks late second day, third day draft. Uh, so yeah, it could affect us, but I think we'll make up for it in another way so that we will still back somehow get another fifth round pick. I think it'll work out and we'll be fine. Now, we are also going to mention about Brandon Ayuk. Wow. I cannot believe all of the crap. Yes, crap. I'm saying crap. Because of one tweet, X statement, whatever you want to call that. I'm going to call them tweets still. But he sent a message out to Mike Tomlin, head coach of the Steelers, saying, hey, don't we look alike? And that's it. It everyone is going, not everyone, obviously, I'm exaggerating, but it is out there quite a bit that, oh my God, he said this to the Steelers. He wants to go to the Steelers. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. And it's got so blown out of proportion, it isn't funny. The man just said he looked alike. And if you put them next to each other, yeah, they look alike. That's all. Don't everyone wants to dig way too deep into it, and it's not worth doing that. What happens, and this happens in any part of life, you make one statement and you have no meaning behind it, but everyone wants to take it a different way. That's what's happening here. Brandon Ayuk, I believe, as a fan, again, I can't read his mind or anything, but I believe he wants to stay here in Frisco. Yeah, it's a business. Yeah, he wants to make more money. Yeah, if somebody is willing to pay the 49ers, and give them a first round pick and a second round pick and whatever else and still pay Brandon Ayuk a big contract, yeah, fine. But I think he actually would like to stay here. I think he's going to stay here. The 49ers, as usual, will find something, find a way to pay him, and it'll be one of those last minute things, just like Nick Bosa, just like Debo Samuel. It'll be late. It'll be close to the beginning, if not the beginning, right at the beginning of the season. It's how the Niners operate, and it's going to happen. So, yes, I'm probably going to talk about this more in future episodes because there'll be another rumor, and there'll be another rumor, and there'll be another rumor, and so on until he's officially signed or until something actually does happen. But as of right now, I don't think he's going anywhere. He's not going to the Steelers. The Steelers aren't going to pay what they, some first round and a second round and a third round, whatever the Niners are thinking. The Jags, that report, wow, that came from someone who covers the Jaguars, but it was never officially confirmed. She's not saying who her source was, Mia Jones or Mia something, who covers the Jags. It was somebody there, probably spitballing some idea in a meeting, and her source was in that meeting. So her source said, "Oh, they're going to be doing this or this happened," when it really actually probably didn't happen. It was just some idea that was spit out there. Yeah, it wasn't confirmed. It didn't happen. It's not going to happen. So we need to move on with that. It's Brandon Ayuk, as of now, is still a 49er, will be a 49er. I have faith that he will still stay a 49er and he will be around for next year and so on. And we'll give him his contract when it's due. Now, will that give us a little bit of an issue the following year when we can start working on Brock Purdy and his contract? Yeah, but somehow the 49ers find a way to work things, work their magic, restructure. How many people did we restructure this year just to make sure we had money for the free agency? I know we did Kittles, we did Fred Warner, we did Hargraves. I'm sure we did several. Oh, we did Kyle Juszczyk. Lots of people we restructured to make sure we had the money to do stuff. And I bet you part of that money is meant for Brandon Ayuk. So let's hold your horses. Let's not panic. Yes, it's a business. Yes, it could happen. But let's wait until it does or doesn't. All right. So now we're going to turn our attention. Quick brief thing, if I haven't said it already. Kittle, Debo, show on Netflix called Receivers. Interesting idea. I'm gonna watch it, and once it's out and I can watch it, and I do, I will give a good review of it or a bad review of it, depending on how bad it is. I think it's probably going to be good. That quarterback show was pretty good for them, following who was it, Kirk Cousins and our nemesis from Kansas City, dun dun dun, and yeah, that was actually a pretty decent show. Um, so those shows seem to be kicking in pretty good lately. So I think this receiver show will be just as good. But either way, once it's out and I watch it, I will give it a little review and let you all know. But with that said, now let us talk about a little bit of the draft, shall we? I'm gonna concentrate on this one. I found it's a 4-round mock draft from NFL.com, and it has us waiting until the second round to pick a offensive tackle. And that offensive tackle, pick 63, is a guy named Roger Rosengarten, and he is 4.92 40 yard. Not bad for offensive lineman. 30-inch vertical jump, 9 foot, 9.5 foot broad jump. That's pretty good. Um, 20-yard shuttle, 4.6 seconds. 10-yard split, 1.73. I kind of actually like the speed for a big guy like that. For 4.92 seconds for the 40-yard dash. That's pretty good for a big boy. He's 6'5", 300, just a hair over 300 pounds. Arms are 33 and a half. That's pretty good. He's not trying to catch a ball, so his hands size is nothing major, 9 5/8. So that's not a big deal. Yeah, it'd be nice to have bigger mitts, bigger hands, block that ball. But I think the arm length is okay. Not too bad. But the first round, they have the NFL.com has us picking a cornerback. And that cornerback, as soon as I scroll down to it, is Max Melton. 4.39 seconds in the 40, 40 and a half inch vertical. That's pretty damn good. 11-foot, 4-inch broad jump, aggressive coverage. Yeah, I think he would fit really well out of Rutgers. Let's see, what else does it say? 32 and an eighth arms. He's kind of short, I guess. I've noticed a lot of cornerbacks aren't super tall, but they don't need to be if they can jump, and if they're very good at anticipation. See, his strengths plays inside and out. With good size and length, the ability to slide and slow and inside release, highly instinctive, reads the receiver's stride length to clue in on when to jump the route. That's a good thing. Ball skills, that's good. Uses long strides, that's good. Plays with an above average aggression. That definitely fits with the 49ers. Look at Tyler Hufanga. I know I'm not the greatest at the pronunciations. Weaknesses. Upright back pedal with slight hitch. So I think that can be coached out. Beaten too easily across his face for goal line and short yardage slants. Again, that's something that I think that can be coached. But I think we can get him in there on different routes instead. Maybe get somebody else in there on the goal line and short yardage routes. Average plant and drive acceleration from the top of his drop. All right, again, more exercise. Not that he doesn't exercise enough as it is, but all of these weaknesses that they're showing, room for improvement with his angles, relies on reading the receiver's eyes over finding the football. All of that can be coached. All of that he can improve on. Those are easy enough things to do that with. See, Merton carries good size and did a nice job staying with some of the better receiving options from the Big Ten. He is aggressive in collapsing the catch point. He is capable in run support, but needs to work on his angles of pursuit. Yes. So it's all pretty much based on what he can be coached. And I think all of that can be coached. And I think the 49ers had that coaching system in place. So I think that wouldn't be too bad. I still don't. I think if they could swap these around, get a corner in the second round and an offensive tackle in the first, that would be my best bet. Let's see who they pick out in the third round. They are going to pick. 49ers are going to, they say, at least at the moment, NFL, they're saying they're going to pick up Luke McCaffrey. That would be awesome. Two McCaffreys on the same team. That doesn't happen that often. I mean, yeah, there's brothers on the Steelers at the moment with the Watts, but Yeah, Luke McCaffrey, wide receiver, pick 94. Yeah, I could. That would be. I would be very happy with that. Just because the it's one of those dream things that fans like to say that hey, let's get family on there now. If we could get say Frank Gore Jr. or Jerry Rice's kid Brendan, that would be awesome as well. Fourth round, though, it looks like they are picking up, and there's another offensive player, offensive guard Layden Robinson from Texas A&M. That's a good thing. Definitely need that. I can agree with two of these picks, but and I agree with that we need what we need in the first and second round. I just want them to be backwards. I want the cornerback second, offensive tackle first. But this guy for a fourth round offensive guard um, didn't do a 40-yard dash or 10-yard split. Vertical jump 26 and a half, broad jump 9'3". He's 6'3" and a half, 34 and 5/8 arms. At the moment, just a hair over 300 pounds. Looks pretty decent, broadly built bully with thick limbs for ground and pound. So maybe he's there for, um, maybe they're thinking we're going to get him for run blocking, or to help our runners run. Excuse me. So yeah, I think that I can see this happening. I would still go back on one more time and say offensive tackle first, then cornerback, not the way that they currently have it, but we'll see. I'll keep an eye on what the NFL.com is showing for their mock drafts, and I will review other mock drafts for future episodes. Next week, we'll go into some of these draft picks and we'll talk about all of these possible future 49ers that we all want and wish because their family were 49ers. We'll talk about Jerry Rice's son. We'll talk about Frank Gore's son. We'll talk about Luke McCaffrey. We'll talk about Terrell Owens' son, which, to be honest, I didn't know until today that he was going to be in the draft. So, and we'll talk about some other draft pick possibilities. We will also cover any questions that you all have. Please like, subscribe, comment. Please definitely comment. I need all the constructive criticism that you can handle to give me. The more I know, the better I can do these shows for you all. I hope everyone is enjoying them so far. It's definitely been a learning experience doing them, but you can't get rid of me that easily. I'm going to keep doing them. So, with that said, you guys all have a wonderful rest of your week. Enjoy the weekend, and I will see you again next Friday night, Saturday morning. Have a good one.